you, if you've got a problem to solve, you don't know
Yeah.
how to do it, it's always best to reach out to people who are,
Yeah.
or yeah, I definitely agree with that. But like, we've seen how physics took the first man to the moon. We've seen how
Yeah.
it's been powering SpaceX. We've seen how it's helped with Blue Origin as well in their recent spacecraft and all that stuff. And we've also seen how it's also being used in data centers right now for the cooling, to prevent
Yeah.
overheating, all of this physics, which I think is just been, just thinking about it. So as a physicist, and and all of the computational research you've done in the past, I
Yeah.
mean, you think where's physics headed to? Like, what do you think is going to be the next thing physics is going to do? I mean, we've seen how it's pretty much, in every era, it's
Yeah.
been dominating. So,
Yeah.
I mean, where do you think physics is headed to? Pretty much.
Yeah. This is a really good question. And if we look like 2 years ago, I
Yeah.
would say that I really feel people were talking about physics AI, about physics in general. Right now, we can say like in the short future, if we look at what Google is doing, what NVIDIA is doing, what Siemens is doing, we will have we are already having, but we will have more impact probably next year. I can
Mm-hmm.
say the next year, 2026, we will have a big explosion about simulations in physics, using physics AI, mainly for CFD.
Okay.
We have solid researches about CFD using CFD simulations using physics AI. So we already have some things about weather forecasting using physics models. For Google did this with Google DeepMind. NVIDIA have done this with which was NVIDIA modulus, and right now it's NVIDIA. I forgot the name, the new name of them. But the new models of them, they already
Yeah.
have done some impacts for extreme weather forecast.
Wow.
We can solve a lot of things for startups doing CFD simulations for vehicles, so cars, airplanes, rockets. We can solve something. I'm not sure that we will have this huge impact for this field next year, but it's really closer because we have tons of startups doing simulations, using pins, using different kind of physics AI models. So I would say for CFD in vehicles, for weather forecasting,
Mm-hmm.
mainly next year we will have a huge impact. And probably, which is one of my current researches, and I think that NVIDIA is doing this and looking at this. We had some other players that did this, but for using physics AI for robotics. So yeah, I'm talking more health. So we are seeing people trying to I saw, if we talk about CFD, we can analyze the blood movement about the body, so we can understand how the cells and the blood interact with different kind of medications and this kind of thing. It's one application that we can use for physics AI. Yeah, I like to say that when we talk about physics AI, it's not exactly physics, but it's nature. So
Yeah.
anything that can in first moment, anything that can be modeled by equations
Mm-hmm.
can be applied into a neural network. So this is the concept of physics AI, and anything that can be modeled by math, by equations, we saw in the nature. So this is
Mm-hmm.
like a visual that I have in the world. We can see numbers in everything. So
People are not really worried too much about the equations behind physics. They just want to
yeah,
know, how can I get from point A to point B? And
yeah, yeah,
procedurally, just show it to me. And that's what literally companies are after now, because they're like,
yeah,
I don't really understand all of these equations that you're showing me. Just how would this help me? And how would this,
yeah,
if you could just show it to them through simulations, like you
yeah.
mentioned, then, yeah. I mean, if we move over to in today's era where almost anyone, can turn a great idea into a working product, faster than back in the days. We will talk about, AI, and we'll talk about products, the vision of a product, bringing it to life. Thanks to AI,
Yeah,
this can be achieved way much faster than how it was back in the days, you know. But there is still the real challenge there, which begins afterwards. So even with a strong product, a founder will still have to find the right market fit, will still
yeah,
have to attract early customers, and even the one that founders dread the most, which is secure funding.
yeah. It's the more one
So
of the I think this
yeah,
is one of the
it's
easiest
just
things
part of the
if we
job.
yeah, if we
I
have the yeah, we need to deal with the people problem. This is
I
the
know.
easiest things but yeah, it's one challenge also.
Yeah. So what would you advise for founders on a tight budget? What's the best low cost way to attract customers or catch an investor's eye while
Yeah,
juggling growth and fundraising? I mean, I know you mentioned, something really, really insightful where you said you've got, like, you contact people, find out what they're building. But what other strategy would you say a founder can use to attract customers and also catch those VCs and investors who might just
yeah,
be looking for a great
yeah, yeah,
product
sure.
like
I think that it comes with a combination of two things. One is to be
that?
seen. So when I say to be seen, it's like for
Okay.
example, we need to build a network, and this network needs to be the more organic as possible. This is not
Okay.
so simple, but I know this works because I did this with my LinkedIn. But we need
Okay.
to reach in the field that we want to build the product. Then we need
Okay.
to connect with the right people, and it comes with the big people. For the small people, we need to find who is developing something that is similar to what we are developing. We need to
Okay.
talk with companies that can have problems that can be solved by what we need. So I find the
Hmm.
people that can be like the directors, the CEOs, the CTOs, and the people that can have more impact in those companies. Then when we
Yeah.
came for this, we connect with them, we build a network, then we start making some marketing content. It's like producing content about the field. So you are
Yeah.
showing that you know what you are doing. We need to pay more attention about the content that we are building. So if we produce some content that is useful for people, uh,
Mhm.
showing some authority in this field. So in some time, people can you start to be seen by people, and the people in this field that you want to sell a product. Then when you have this network, this is what happens to me, but this is my advice, but I'm not sure it's the right direction. This is what works with me, and I'm
Yeah.
sharing this. That this is one thing that works. So, okay, we
Hmm.
have the idea, we have the POC, people like it. Now put them to test. Showing
Yeah.
people for tests, allowing them for free testing. Don't
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
taking too much attention for the money, but releasing free versions, the first broken version you can release there. People can use, people can give feedbacks, then you can adapt, and then in some moment you are finding you start finding real results. People are using, people shows that it works. Then you can
Uh-huh.
came with the investors for with more authority.
Yeah.
This is probably not the only way to do this, and I think that probably each founder find the different ways for going for the investors.
Yeah.
But I think that this is what works with me. First selling principles like people need to have confidence in what in us. So at the end, it's not about the product. It's not about the thing that he solves in the general, but it's about building a relationship with the people. So it's more like it's really easy for us to sell any kind of thing for our mother, that she knows us, she trusts in us, she don't, she don't need that
she's,
thing, but
she's
she
gonna
knows,
buy
like,
it anyway.
yeah, she's gonna buy, because she's like, yeah, I know him, I like him, I love him, he's my son, I know he's a good person, and I know he
Yeah,
will try to fool me and this kind of thing. So I think this
yeah.
is the same thing. When we came with a customer, we need to build this relationship. When we came with an investor, we need to build this relationship. It's not,
As a CTO, we know that the tech industry is packed with brilliant, I mean, really great, brilliant minds, creative innovators, who some of them, as we know, they're already working for, really great tech industries or even industries that are non-tech. But while they are working, some of these really smart creatives, they do have some really cool ideas. Like they do have some out of this world ideas. One of those ideas that, you'll be like, wow, how did you think about that? Ideas like that. So, as a CTO, how do you encourage the talented people on your team to share their ideas openly and feel, so they could feel empowered to build innovative solutions, even within your organization?
yeah, like times and moments for having brainstorms where people can talk about any idea that they have. This is one thing that we can encourage.
Mhm.
People can talk without being afraid of being judged or this kind of thing. But sometimes there are people that don't like to talk too much. So this probably came, yeah, this probably comes with the process for talking individually with the people. So we
Yeah.
need to have this moment for listen to anyone, like these brainstorm times, but we also need to be daily talking with them. It can be in small groups or individually, but we need to be listened to. When I say talking to them, it's more like listen to them. And it's not like the daily conversations about what they are building, how the things are going, but it's more like if they think that anything can be changed or anything can improve, or even if they have learned or have studied one thing in the past. And this is the other part for this. I think that is encouraging the studying is really important. So one thing that is not exactly it's the responsibility of the CTO, but it's not the main responsibilities. I think this is really important. We need to take care about the people and how they are feeling in a company, because a lot of talents go for other companies or doing the things by themselves because they don't feel like
Yeah.
they don't feel enough in that company, or they yeah.
Listening to these creatives does indirectly, also, adds to innovation for the company as well. If you think
Yeah,
about it, encouraging them, regardless of their ideas, regardless of, I think I can't remember if it was a podcast or just an interview with Jeff Bezos, and he said something. He said when he's in a meeting, he allows all the junior developers or managers or all the junior ones to talk first before he lets the senior ones talk and before he talks. And they simply said, because he wants a situation whereby the ideas of the junior one are being recognized in the company, and then before he then say something, because he felt that if he talks first or any other senior
yeah,
executive talks first, then the junior one might not want to say anything because they probably feel like, oh, my idea is probably crap, I'm not going to say anything
yeah,
anymore. So
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
so yeah, so spot on, just, iterating on what you said, encouraging them to speak out, during meetings, it's very essential, especially, not just for the company, but for their own personal
Yeah.
development as well.